Good morning. May the 4th be with you. Star Wars Day. Yay. Alright, so going on to the last lesson in transformations for this week has to be, I believe, one of the easiest. It won't take me too long. The things you do need to understand is you need to notice. Well, first of all, the last transformation is called dilations. In other words, you're going to make things bigger or you're going to make things smaller. They're going to dilate up or dilate down. So, that's the two things you need to know. Are we enlarging or are we reducing or creating a reduction? Which means we will need to know what's called the scale factor. And we've already worked with scale factor when we worked with similar figures. Smaller to larger, larger to smaller. So this factor is going to be given to you, and the symbol for him is K. So this is pretty much as complicated as it's going to get. You just need to know that if the value or the scale factor I'm telling you is larger than 1, common sense, you're going from small to large. If the scale factor is less than 1, you are making it smaller, which means you're going large to small. How do we do this? If I give you a scale factor, simple multiplication. You are going to multiply each coordinate by the scale factor. Let's look at number 1, and I'll go through at least 3 or 4 problems, but you're going to see you're going to just multiply. I give you the scale factor, I give you the coordinates or the vertices to each one of the corners of whatever figure we're working with, and you're just going to multiply that scale factor. So let's look at number 1. Alright, number 1 right here. Let's see. They're giving us a triangle, RST. Here are the 3 vertices for the triangle, or the 3 corners. And then they give us our K value, or our scale factor. And they want us to see what type of dilation we're doing. These are the examples. It's already given to you. But I do want you to follow the examples. So here we go. Number 1, we have R is -5, 1. We have S as -3, 4. And then we have T as 2, -1. Our scale factor, K, equals 2. As per the instructions I gave you, we're simply going to multiply times 2 to get our new R, our new S, and our new T. Both coordinates. So, -5 times 2, -10. 1 times 2, 2. There's my new coordinate. For the new S, again, multiply. So -3 times 2, -6. 2 times 4, 8. Lastly, 2 times 2, 4. 2 times -1, -2. And then this is your answer. Simple as that. Number 2, it's done the same, except it changes the scale factor. So I'm not going to worry about whole numbers. These, because they're whole numbers, they're going from smaller to larger. Remember, if the k, or this number right here, is greater than 1, you're enlarging. We're moving on to number 3. 1 and 2 deal with whole numbers, meaning larger numbers, and 1, that means these two are going from a smaller to a larger. Let's work on number 3, where we're doing a reduction. Okay, because we're doing a reduction, the k value becomes less than 1. Anything less than 1 is fractional. So we're going to be giving you fractions. And I believe all these problems are going to be direct. They're not fractions that will give you more fractions. They should all give you whole numbers. So we have 1/2, and number 4 has 1/4. Let's do I think 3 is easy, so I'm going to go with number 4. Let's work on number 4. Nothing's changed from the first two that we did. So WXY, this is a triangle. Okay, so we have the original W, and it's -4, 8. Then we have the original X, that's 10, 0. And then we have the third corner of that triangle, -2, -8. Okay, we've established that our scale factor is 1/4. That means we're going to multiply every single coordinate times 1/4. If you can't do this in your head, that's okay. Grab a calculator. Make sure that you're able to multiply or use 1/4 in there. And if you need to convert that to a decimal, most of you should know what 1/4 stands for as far as the decimal. It's 0.25. I'm going to keep it as a fractions. I believe you should know that. So we're going to get our new W, our new X, and our new Y. Notice how I designate this little number here just to let you know that we're dealing with a complete new coordinate. Alright, so what is 1/4 of -4? So if you multiply those two, I'm going to get -1. 8 times 1/4, well, I'm going to get 2. If I multiply 1/4 times 10, well, that's 1/4 of 10, that's 2.5. And then 0 times 1/4, well, we already know anything times 0 is 0. We go to -2, multiply those two, and you get -0.5, or -1/2. Then lastly, if you multiply -8 times 1/4, you're going to get -2. Multiply here, 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 and here. Use a calculator if you need to check your work. I recommend it. This is your new answers. Alright, let's see if the next page has anything harder. I know they like to mix up the different lessons, but we shall see. Alright. Second page doesn't show much different. The only two different problems that I see here are the last two, 11 and 12. Okay, and I'll give you the shortcut on how to figure those out. All you need is two coordinates, one from the original and one from the new one. Okay, so just to reiterate, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, all of these, you're just doing simple multiplication of the scale factor times each one of the coordinates to tell you what's happening. If this k number is larger than 1, you know you're making it bigger. This is 5 over 2. If you actually work out 5 over 2, that's 2.5. Okay, just because it looks like a fraction doesn't mean it's less than 1. You actually have to figure that out. So 5 over 2 is 2.5. That's enlarging. Number 6 is 1/3. That is less than 1, so I know that it's becoming smaller. Number 7 is a whole number, so it's larger. And number 8 is a fraction, 1/4. We've done 1/4, and we know it's smaller. Number 9, again, that's an imperfect. The fraction right there, 3 over 2, if you figure it out, it's 1.5. So that is larger than 1, so we know that one's becoming bigger. Number 10 is 3/4. That is less than 1. It is becoming smaller. Now, move on to 11 and 12. Here's the shortcut. Okay, you're going to get a coordinate from each one. In this example, for number 11, they chose coordinate D and the new one. Okay? All you do, and you can do that with any one of the coordinates. So, for D, you get 0,6. For the new one, for the new D, you get 0,2. The way it works is the original always goes on the bottom and the new one goes on top. Because I have 0 here, 0 over 0 is not going to work out for me. But I do have 6 over 2. 2 over 6, 1/3. Look over here, they're using x and the new x. I already know it's enlarging, I already know it's whole number because the one without the little number or the little superscript is the new one, which means this is the original. So if the original was smaller and all of a sudden I have a larger one, well, we enlarge, meaning we're going to have a whole number answer. Again, we have the original and we have the prime on top. That means that it's x over x prime. Well, again, these have 0, so I'm not going to use the zeros because 0 is going to give me a 0 answer. Let's go with the other numbers. The prime 1 is 8, 2. So 8 divided by 2 is 4. This is my scale factor. Any questions? Feel free to leave them in private comments or in the comments for the assignment. I'll be glad to help you out. I will issue you another assignment this week because this one was too easy. Okay? And I am not going to limit. This one is rather easy. So I will require you to do all 12. Okay? Hope you have a good day, and I'll probably post another video, another easy makeup quiz grade like I did last 6 weeks. I miss you guys, so I'll probably just put a video of showing my face and how bad it looks now because I haven't shaved for weeks. Anyways, have a good one.